Catherine of Aragon was born December 16th of 1485 to two Spanish rulers, King Ferdinand II of Aragon, who ruled half of Spain, and Queen Isabella I, who ruled the other half of Spain. Ferdinand ruled Aragon, and Isabel ruled Castile. Right a year after she was born, Arthur was born to Henry VII and Queen Elizabeth of England, and immediately after he was born, they were betrothed to get married. This is going to tie England and Spain together to like strengthen like political bonds. They had trouble deciding what the dowry was going to be and what the stipulations were going to be for King Henry, basically paying for her to live in England. And because of the problems they were having with negotiating these things, the betrothal got like put off. The arrangement got put off, but they ended up agreeing on some things that caused the Treaty of Medina del Campo, and that was in 1486. When he turned 14, they got married, and she moved to England. This is in 1499. She moved to England, and she never went back to Spain ever again. They went to Wales, and both of them got violently ill. Catherine would survive the sickness, but Arthur would die. Like only 5 months after their marriage, he died. This made Catherine a 16-year-old widow in a completely foreign country, and King Henry and Queen Elizabeth had another son who was 12 years old. That they decided that they were going to get married. She was going to marry their other son, which is King Henry VIII. King Henry VIII. When he, there started to be problems in Spain, where her mother died and her sister had to take over and rule her mother's land, but her father was trying to convince everybody that her sister Juana was her sister's name. Ferdinand is her father's name. Her father Ferdinand was trying to convince everybody that Juana was crazy and wasn't fit to rule, so that he could take over both parts of Spain and be like the overall ruler, even though that wasn't what he wasn't legally supposed to do that. There was like stipulations in him and Elizabeth's marriage that kept them from being able to take over each other's lands. But King Henry paid sent money to help fund Juana fighting against Ferdinand. Then her husband Philip died, and Ferdinand kept her under house arrest after that and still got what he wanted in the end. But that caused problems with the marriage negotiations with Henry VIII, because Ferdinand was like, you're fighting against me on this. We're not doing the marriage thing. But then King Henry VII died, and one of his dying wishes was said to be that he wanted his son to get married to Catherine. So right after his death, they got married, and she was 23 and he was 17, but she was having a lot of trouble. She couldn't birth a son. He wanted a son. The only child that she was able to have, she had a lot of miscarriages. The only child she was able to have was a daughter. But she was the first female ambassador in Europe, and she was actually the regent to the king when he went to France for a little bit. He ended up going against the church and annulling their wedding without the Pope's blessing, and marrying a woman named Anne without the Pope's blessing. And after that, she was only acknowledged as the Dowager Princess of Wales, but the public still saw her as the queen. She was banished, and she died of cancer in 1539.